You know what they say when you're on the street and you want to brag and they say, have you seen a fine boy today? Yeah. We can say to you, have you seen a new, fresh senior advocate of Nigeria today? Well, I'm sitting live in the studio with one, privileged to do so today, and we're glad that he's here. Thank you so much to do so. So let's get straight to the thick of things. Kingsley, Bass is my name. Legal counsel Daniela is the counsel in the studio today. She ran and she's back. Legal counsel Daniela, good morning again to you.
Good morning and good morning, Lagos.
Hmm. Lagos, yes, we've mentioned to you, as a matter of fact, if you've been following across social media platforms, you probably have seen the post already. I was speaking this morning with one of the two, we have two very young senior advocates of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the youngest in the crop or list of 57 persons who were some 2 weeks ago. Yeah, if memory serves me right. It's been 2 weeks, right? Yeah, some 2 weeks ago, we were elevated to this very coveted position of senior advocate of Nigeria. So one of the two youngest is live right here. We have Mofesomo Tayo-Oyetibo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria in the studios. Very good morning to you and welcome to FM 103.9.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
We appreciate your coming through today. Yeah, the last time we're here as a senior lawyer, not as a senior advocate of Nigeria. I'm sure that in the past 2 weeks, within between that Monday where you were elevated and today you've been to court, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah. So what was your first case as a senior advocate of Nigeria?
my first case was in the Federal High Court in Abuja.
Interesting. That's a good federal capital territory. Yeah, the same location where
Yeah.
the special ceremony happened. And we just first from everyone here, Lord from 103.1, I would say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So, what does it feel like, though, being in court as a lawyer, as a senior lawyer, if I put it that way, and then being in court as a senior advocate of Nigeria?
Well, when you're in court as a senior, so as a senior non-silk, you've been to court for several years, so the environment is familiar.
Mm.
You feel like you know what it is you are in court to do, and you meet a lot of people who you already have relationships with, colleagues, and maybe some other clients who you may have met in the course of your work. And so you just feel comfortable in that space. But in coming in as a senior advocate, there's a little bit of a difference in the sense that usually you would sit in the front row, what is called the inner bar in court. Usually, before taking silk, you need to get to court early enough. I still have to go to court early because I go to court early all the time. But you would need to go to court early enough to make sure that you get a good enough seat in court. But now you know that that's not one of the things that you have to contend with when you're going. You have almost sort of reserved the front row seats in court for you and other senior advocates of Nigeria. So I think that's in terms of the atmospheric feel, that's one of the most significant things.
Comes with that privilege, yeah.
Yes.
And of course, one would comfortably enjoy the privilege that comes with. What's your journey? What has your journey been like getting here? We know that it was only just started, right? I suppose, or believe. But can you share your journey so far in the legal profession and some of those major motivations behind your pursuits or that pushed you, propelled you to pursue your career in law?
So in terms of what propelled me to pursue a career in law, I did not originally start off wanting to be a lawyer, actually. I wanted to do something engineering related. And so in secondary school,
That's strange.
I started off as a full science student. I did
Wow.
technical drawing, further math, geography, chemistry, physics, you name it. I did all of those. But I was failing. I used to fail all those subjects a lot. And at some point, a decision had to be taken as to whether I may ultimately graduate from secondary school if I continued on that path, and that was what sort of started the journey to ultimately studying law. So I changed, I started doing economics, government, and so on. And after finishing, I still did not want to study law actually, but I didn't actually know what else I wanted to do. And so I just sort of ended up doing law because I mean both my parents are lawyers, but I wouldn't say that they had a direct influence uh, or an overwhelming influence in me wanting to study law. But that guidance was there, and I just thought, well, I would try that out. That's how I wound up applying for law in university and ultimately studying law. I did not necessarily even enjoy studying law in university, and I don't even think in law school I really did either. So I did not start enjoying law as a student and as a practitioner until I started to practice it in my NYC year. That was when I guess the conversion really happened. And okay, I'm here now. I don't have anywhere else to go. I have to, make the most out of it. But yeah, that's my story of how I.
Thank you very much for coming today. So let's say you have a young lawyer who is confused, doesn't know what he or she would want to attain, whether or not they want to go to the bench or they want to join the in about what's going to be your advice to that kind of person.
If you're a young lawyer, so first of all, those two pathways you mentioned are regulated by law. If you want to go to the bench as a high court judge, so I'm speaking of the high court now, not necessarily the magistrate court level, uh, you need to be a minimum of 10 years post court. If you want to become senior advocate, you have to be a minimum of 10 years post court. And so the most important thing I think when you're a young lawyer is not necessarily, it's good to have those ambitions. I want to take silk or I want to be a judge. But the most important thing is to make sure that you are prepared for being able to go through one of those two pathways when the time comes. And so the focus in those your first 10 years should be capacity building, competence building, network building. Those are the things that I would say you should focus on.
Well, Lagos, it's been a very special time on the Lotto Morning Show this beautiful Wednesday morning. It's been again 2 weeks since this happened. The ceremony officially confirming the status uh, of the senior advocate of Nigeria and the youngest one at that, conferred on Mofesomo Tayo-Oyetibo. Thank you so much for stopping by the studios and for speaking with the crew here at My Family 103.9.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right. Well, Lagos, that's that with that. Legal counsel Daniela.
Yeah. Thank you so much, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay, then. Well, I can just say to you, you missed this or you want to revisit this conversation, then you should just stay tuned to social media spaces. LifeM Radio, yeah, that's LifeM Radio on Instagram, LifeM underscore radio on Twitter, and then Facebook is LifeM 103.9. You can just stick around, make sure you keep following, that you'd find this conversation back there. Of course, YouTube as well, the entire thing you'd find there. You can visit this, draw some inspiration, like legal counsel Daniela has this morning. I'm sure she was just taking notes and just writing, and I'm taking mental note as well. Well, yeah, you working towards this?
It will be.